It's had profound professional and personal and health impacts being in that work environment.
Former City of London employee Kate Green speaking out about turmoil in City Hall's Housing Stability Services Department, where she oversaw contracts between the city and frontline homelessness agencies for almost 7 years. Last year, she filed a human rights complaint against Director of Housing Stability Services Craig Cooper, alleging harassment and disrespectful behavior. A summary of the independent investigation was provided to Green that determined Cooper, quote, engaged in disrespectful, harassing, and discriminatory conduct towards you, and that he, quote, can be loud and at times rude while interrupting others and barking orders. The investigator found that this behavior impacted employees and community representatives. It concludes that Cooper engaged in workplace harassment against you by engaging in disrespectful and unprofessional behavior that contributed to a negative work environment. 3 other allegations in her complaint were deemed not substantiated. Green says she was among a number of managers in the department with concerns about Cooper's behavior.
The people who reported harassment are all gone now. That was not a full year ago, and all of the women who reported harassment have been pushed out in one way or another. They've either left because of the environment, they've been fired without cause, transferred, or are on leave.
The summary of the human rights investigation was written on June 25th. So Green was shocked when a couple months later in September, she was called into a meeting with senior administration and human resources and fired. The agreement to release states that she was being terminated without cause.
Absolutely, I think it was retribution. I think it was reprisal for speaking up about the harassment that not just me, but many women were experiencing, and I suspect continue to experience, but also having filed a complaint to the Pay Equity Commission.
She was offered up to 6 months salary continuation, legal fees, as well as career transitioning. The city also offered a $5,000 lump sum if she dropped her claim made with the Pay Equity Commissioner. But Green turned down the initial offer as well as a subsequent proposal because they included non-disparagement clauses that she says would have kept her from speaking out about the workplace harassment.
When women are pushed out and sign these agreements, they are isolated. They're isolated from each other. There's no peer support because you can't talk to anybody about it. You sign an agreement saying, I will never tell anyone what happened to me here. And it also protects bad actors. So it means the pattern isn't seen, and the people that should be held accountable are not held accountable, and you're bound to silence.
In an email, Civic Administration states, quote, we are not in a position to comment on any individual personnel matter. The City of London is committed to maintaining a workplace that is inclusive, respectful, and free from discrimination, and we follow established processes to address any concerns that are raised. The summary report sent to Green commits to implementing corrective and disciplinary action to support compliance. An external consultant would be hired to restore workplace norms and culture, and Cooper would be assigned a role outside the department until restoration efforts were complete. Earlier this month, Cooper's title appears on a council report as Director of Housing Stability Services, the same role he had when the harassment occurred. Green hopes that by telling her story, council will seek out a copy of the original report from the independent investigator, a document she herself has not seen. She also wants support offered to the current and past employees impacted by the harassment and for there to be consequences for those responsible.
It seems, from my perspective, that the city went out of its way to protect senior leadership and completely neglected to provide any kind of support for the people who had been harassed.
An interview request sent to Craig Cooper has yet to receive a response. Daryl Newcomb, CTV News.